In this video, I'm going to be reviewing the Srixon 565 irons and whether or not they're worth picking up. So what we're going to be covering in this video are my first impressions, how they actually performed, who they're going to be best for, some pros and cons, and also where the best places to buy. So if you just are looking for the best and cheapest place to pick up these irons, I will leave a link down below. At the time of this video, that was the best place we could find it. So let's start with my first impression. So I've never used Srixon clubs until recently. I started really liking and using their balls, so I figured I'd have to give their clubs a try. And they claim to have high playability iron, and it's gonna be great for like both distance and forgiveness. But pretty much everyone says that. So I wasn't really expecting a whole lot, but I'll get into what's new and how they actually perform in a sec. But overall, at first glance, they actually look really solid. I definitely felt comfortable with them. But what's new with these clubs? So the first thing is going to be the VT sole, which basically has a higher bounce, and that's designed to reduce the contact time with the ground, and that basically allows you to have more consistency and more accuracy as well. So I definitely did like this, and it was a pretty cool feature. If you find yourself chucking the ball a lot, like hitting behind it, you probably know that you take a lot of grass and the ball doesn't end up going very far. So pretty much with this, it's going to take less ground, and then even your mishits are going to, it's almost like at the driving range, because at the driving range, if you're on artificial turf and you hit behind the ball, it's still going to get a good amount of distance. So it's kind of designed to do the similar thing to that, and I definitely noticed it did work pretty well. The next thing was the wider grooves, which are going to help increase spin and control, which is super important to me, rather than like pure distance. So I like having more control, more accuracy for something that's just straight distance, where you make contact and the ball just bounces off. You don't really feel a whole lot. I'd way rather have something that's going to go like straight and accurate than something that's going to go 1,000 miles and it's going to be way in the rough, or that kind of thing. Okay. But knowing this even before testing them out gave me the impression they'd be great for like average golfers who could benefit a lot from feel and consistency. And I think that's a lot of high handicaps. They don't necessarily need distance. It's not going to improve their game, but having more consistency, more accuracy is something that can really help their game a lot. But how is the sound and feel? So I'm pretty picky when it comes to like the sound and feel of my clubs, because I don't really like the hollow feeling some irons have. I'm not sure if it's like the wider grooves, but I really like the amount of feel these irons had. And I also felt like I had more accuracy compared to some of the other irons where the ball just flies off the face. But the sound was also great. So really, sound and feel, I didn't have anything bad to say. The sound was good, the feel was good, and yeah. So how did it actually perform? So what I really liked about these irons was that they were mid-sized and they weren't too big like a lot of other irons out there. I know most or a lot of high handicaps like the bigger irons because of all the forgiveness in them, but I don't really like them. I don't like them too big. I like them more like compact, and I know lower handicaps like that as well, just because it's easier to like shot shape and they're more versatile, that kind of thing. But I feel a lot more confident with these classic kind of looking irons, and that along with the VT sole really helped keep the ball in the fairway, and it's going to help a lot of golfers in my opinion. Okay. The distance wasn't as long as some of the other irons out there, but it was still respectable. It wasn't bad or anything. It just wasn't as long. Maybe like 5, 6, 7 yards shorter than some of the other ones. But overall, it's not a big deal if it's going to be in the fairway. I'll definitely take that all day long. I prefer accuracy and consistency, and that they definitely were that. Who are they best for? So in my opinion, they're going to benefit mid to high handicap players, simply because they're geared towards accuracy and making better contact, and that's going to help a lot of people who don't necessarily make the best contact all the time. So most average golfers, they need a lot of forgiveness in their clubs because they don't hit the center of the face, and I noticed they were really solid when it comes to that area, so I was definitely pleased to see that. That being said, I don't really see any reasons why they wouldn't benefit low handicaps as well. If they feel comfortable in your hands and you are a low handicap, I think you would definitely like these clubs as well. But how about some pros? So they do take a shallower divot, so pretty much your mishits are going to still travel a decent ways. They had a lot of feel to them, and that increased accuracy quite a bit. And the wider grooves produce more spin. That's going to help stop the ball on the green instead of just having it run right off like a lot of other clubs out there. How about some cons? So the distance wasn't as long as some of the other irons, but the other benefits, in my opinion, make up for it. They're an expensive iron, so they're definitely not cheap. So a lot of people won't be able to afford them. So that's just one thing to note. How about the breakdown? So performance, I'll give them a 9. price score, I'll give them a 5. Comfort and feel score, I'll give them a 10. And personal score, I'll give them an 8.5, which is pretty solid. How about some frequently asked questions? So what is the 565 irons handicap? So they're best for mid to high handicaps. Alright, how about the 565 versus the Mizuno JPX 900? I think high handicaps would prefer the Srixon because they have more forgiveness in my opinion. And how about the 565 versus the Ping i200s? And the i200s are more for like low to mid handicappers in my opinion, and honestly I didn't actually like them very much, so I would recommend the 565s for sure. So taking into account all that, is it going to be worth it? And I would say if you're in the market for a new iron set that's going to have more feel, more forgiveness, and more consistency over distance, these could be perfect for you. They are a bit pricey, but I think the benefits would really help your average golfer improve their game. Obviously, they're not going to be like a fix to a bad swing or that kind of thing, but I definitely think if you get these irons, you maybe work on your swing a little bit. It's going to be a double bonus, and you're going to improve your game a lot. And again, the cheapest place I could find this product is in the description down below. And I'll just mention our golf giveaways here. So if you want to enter into our monthly golf giveaway, simply follow the instructions. So number 1, subscribe to the channel. Number 2, comment giveaway down below. Simply do both those and you'll be automatically entered. Alright, that's going to be it for this video. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you have any questions down below, and we will see you in the next video.